I'm just gonna say one thing before I start the game. I have no idea where the dog is. Like, I let her loose in the backyard. Hey, how you doing? You came just at the right time, literally when I was about to start. So I was saying, that I have no idea where the dog is. I legit left it in the backyard, and I don't see it, so I might have to disappear for a bit to go put the dog inside. But yeah, besides that, we're good. In quotation marks. Yeah. Let's get in. Okay. February 23rd. 2:50. Hey. Oh my god, the lag on that is horrendous. Wright and co-offices.
Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyways? I'm a little confused.
Huh? Also, why does it look cropped like that? What's going on? Okay, I fixed it. That was weird. That was suspicious. I don't know why I did that. That was weird. It was an easy fix though. Low-key, I was like confused, like, is it always supposed to look like that? And then I was like, oh no, never mind. I'm just dumb. Well, let's see what's going on. The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room.
What is this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car.
Well, that's what we're gonna find out, or at least, or try at least.
Alright, let's do it.
Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this.
Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Look, we're in this together, alright? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science await us.
Alright, February 23rd. Prosecutor's office. Underground parking lot. Also, how far is the lag in terms of the stream when when you hear me to my response? Let me just pull out my stream real quick on my phone. Hey, NMP is streaming. Alright. What do I sound like? What? So that's like 4-second delay? Oh, that is 4-second delay? That is a lot. Yeah. So now you know. If you know, now you know. Also, I'm gonna charge my phone because it's dying. Like. Okay.
You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't any body found there. Who cares?
Yeah, it was only our victim was killed in their evidence room, no biggie.
Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it.
So, like, Doc Brown and, and Lil Mac from Punch Out. Let me see if I can show you a video. Oh my god, the computer's so slow. Little, oh my god, I can't even spell. Little Mac, bicycle, yeah, Punch Out training. Let's go. And then let's put this over here, and then let's put this over here. Let's do this thing. Like, time to get rid of this because it's using too much of my CPU energy. Also, I'm kind of, while I clicked on the I should probably fix that, maybe. All right, let me lower that for you guys. Filters, limiter. Wait, how? Huh? Wait a minute. Ah, there we go. Limiter. 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 Perimeter. Alright, back to the game. That oil drum was empty.
The oil drum, kicked over by Chief Prosecutor, was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence of the crime scene? Never.
Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister.
That's not all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her.
Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in the oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science of your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's the grin for?
The situation calls for one thing, and that is linoleum testing fluid.
Limono?
Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there.
But wouldn't the police have already done these tests?
Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try.
Me? Why do I have to do it?
I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet.
We're testing blood stains with this stuff, not drinking it.
Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses.
Huh? You had an extra pair of these things?
To test for blood reaction, just spray the linoleum on it. See? Like this. Press the enter and spray on it. Okay, let's find some blood stains.
Alright. Let's go a little psst, 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 psst. Alright. Examine. I can see with her eyes shining behind those glasses. Why would you say that? Why would you give these tips? I was like, ah yes, do not use water. Use hydrogen peroxide to get rid of your sins. So this is a blood stain?
It's so,
Emma, you're shaking.
it's just, this is my first time seeing real blood.
Scientific investigation in action.
Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain, but doesn't something strike you as odd, scientifically speaking, of course?
What's odd about this, scientifically? The amount of blood, right? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood?
I definitely think so.
Excuse me, what? What? Why would they do that? Were they secretly not policemen? They had secret agendas. Wow. You found a secret murder. You found the imposter among us. Among us.
I definitely think so. I mean, look at the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe.
It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been blood, more blood than this. Ah, what if it was fake and they try to fake you out? So like, if you do use it, they know. Oh, that's smart. That's smart.
Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm going to mark up the floor plans when we find a blood stain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right?
Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too.
I saved up my allowance to buy that.
Linoleum tasting fluid received from the very proud-looking Emma Sky.
We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their point of view in the case.
Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day.
Yeah, it feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it?
Guess I should give this a spray on something suspicious.
Huh.
I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box.
Mrs. Starr?
You only trust your own eyes, hmm? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead doesn't really get my mouth watering. Alright, Too strong. You certainly put me in a tight spot there. My apologies, Miss Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault.
Oh, we know.
I witnessed everything from the security room, right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable.
Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the event was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw the chief prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and with that testimony still stands. I swear on my honor as a detective, she stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what?
So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Stark?
Yes, it was very long ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouth of the suspects after suspect, and before long they called me the Cough of Queen.
Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches.
And you were let go, fired? I felt that I had found my dream dog when I became an investigator, and if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9, wait, does she mean?
What do you think about this?
The SL9 incident? It's written on the knife. And on that note, Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know?
Really?
And that knife was the evidence from the case, the murder weapon. It was due to transfer the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Alright. I guess not. If you think about it, I would have taken that photo from the guardroom. But even if I get flustered sometimes, so you get straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards a chain link fence in the effort to stop the murder. That was when I took this photo, yes.
In other words, 5 minutes after the crime.
Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were.
The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Mrs. Starr. You lying was the problem.
Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't gonna have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable.
Disposable? To who?
2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate in the decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it. On the contrary, they were solved quite cleanly. The criminals caught and executed. I wonder what that's supposed to mean. Executed? Yes, the criminal caught what he was coming to him. It doesn't get any clearer than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of sorts, made up evidence.
What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence?
The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved in the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job.
And you were one of those?
Myself and one other person, you know, well, Wait, could it be?
Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops. I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As a professional detectives, we investigate the case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over. He was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I.
You haven't forgotten SL9?
There was another side to that case, a hidden side, and that's what we're after now. And no one's up for the fancy officers can stop us. Oh wait, those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come to meet an old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate.
Mrs. Starr's old boyfriends. How many does she have, anyways? Just when all those detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence.
There has to be a connection. So, Ricky?
What?
It seems you're serious about investigating this case?
Yes.
Then you should take this.
A Salisbury steak lunch?
I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with that treat.
Spirit of justice! Is that the Apollo game? The Justice Apollo? Apollo Justice? Steak lunch receipt from Mrs. Starr.
Mrs. Starr? Officer Marshall is here. Are you his... Are you going out? Why, do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, he was helping my sister do cases. He was so nice. He got along so well with my sister. It made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then.
This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective?
But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating with this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you.
Officer Jake Marshall, There's 3 Apollo Justice games? Alright. Just in case. Yeah, we said this already. Yep. Got the same things. Up. Security. Yep. That's where we saw the thing. There's like so many games I didn't know about. For real. Like, as far as I know, there was only the Ace Attorney games. I know there was a Apollo Justice. I thought Apollo Justice was just part of the Ace Attorney, like the game. I didn't know he had his own game. And then I know Edgeworth had his own game. And then there's that spin-off with Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, that's all I knew. I didn't know there were so many other games. I thought Dual Destinies was part of the Ace Attorney, because that had Phoenix Wright with what's her face, Athena. Where do I go now? February 23rd, Police Department entrance. It's busier here today than it was yesterday.
The detectives are running around so fast you're blurring.
I suppose that makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all.
So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlets we got from the front desk, here it is.
She's like a kid in the amusement park.
Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look.
Let's go to the guard station. That's the newest place. Whoa. February 23rd, evidence room entrance, guard station. What's the decor in this place? It's very eccentric.
According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room.
So beyond this door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime?
It sure seems that way. Oh.
What's wrong?
It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight.
If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. That's funny. Also, BRBN, yep. Yep. Excuse me, what? I can't hear you.
Fucked up one nail, bro.
What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? Thank you, Maximum.
I have a feeling I know who he is already.
Alright, yep. It's pretty obvious who it is.
Yes, it's sure are prickly. They must be the real deal.
I would think just one big one would be sufficient.
These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually.
How so?
Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her.
I'm not sure I see the resemblance.
It's more of an attitude thing than a physical similarity.
Okay.
The security guard uniform's hanging there.
It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly.
The leather jacket, leather pants, and leather... What is it called again? A pinchy. I know, a poncho. Poochie. Wait. Maybe that wasn't it.
It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Alright. Looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here.
There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we can use this to check the computer to check on who went in and who went out there.
Alright, I think that's... Again.
Look at the floor. A lasso.
Looks like it was set up as a trap or something.
A trap here? Wait, I know. Means someone's trying to catch a wild bull in there. But the lasso missed.
You sure have an active imagination. Alright, I think that's... Oh, okay.
His swing door makes this place look like a kind of saloon.
Well, looks like it's nailed shut. You can't even get in that way.
Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus will fall over. Ouch.
I'd say it's more of a yar myself. Alright, is there anything else I need to look out for? I don't think so. Besides this door, right? The evidence room is beyond that door.
Let's just walk in. It won't open.
You thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Alright. What does that have to do with anything? Okay. This place is in charge of frantic energy as always. Please!
Wasn't that...
What steak lunch?
That's not the voice.
One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you.
Detective Gumshoe.
Now, no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland.
Oh, so you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale.
I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking.
Now, no time for despair. I gotta catch our criminal. Now we just need evidence.
The criminal, you mean?
You heard the stabbing in the police department evidence room, pal.
On the same day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed in the police department. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arresting him, in fact. And the biggest scandal, to hit the station in stages, everything stops and turns. But
Detective Gumshoe, who was it?
Listen, pal. All I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Starting around him here, talking is gonna fill my belly.
Alright.
But wait, don't leave.
If you want to know more, head down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over. So I figured you'd be down there and have a good call. Cry. Later.
Okay, he ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start.
Oh wait, well this investigation is off to a running start. Alright, let's move on. Where was I going? Huh?
Still, I do feel better about things a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess they did. Best not to go too far down the road right now. Things will get confusing. Excuse me, what?
What was that?
Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrator again, sir. And that's what I'd say. Oh no.
Hi, greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but this Mr. Edward, anywhere in the premises. I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got a report, sir. Officer Meekins, so you're the guard here at the detention center.
Whoa. But it's not in... But in this trilogy, it has all of them, correct? As far as I know. Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? So I don't know how this works.
No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm just a lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir. How should I say this?
Wait, he isn't... Is he? You, Officer Meekins, you did you?
Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. What?
Now this is an unexpected turn of events. Okay. Oh god, no.
Sir, I'm the patrolman with General Affairs, sir. Sir.
Ouch, I can hear you just fine, Officer Meekins.
I had some business that day, sir. So I went to the evidence room, sir. No, the guard office in front of the room was empty, sir.
I'm confused. So, it's still in the third game, right? But it's still in this thing that I'm using, right? It's still in the Ace Attorney trilogy game on the Steam, is it? Or does it not have it? I'm confused. Okay, so I'm still gonna get to play it, is what I'm hearing. So what is this? 53 hours, okay.
The guard room in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security office was none other than Officer Marshall.
Marshall?
Then, sir, I happened to glance in the security room monitor.
Yes.
That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Whoa!
What the heck is this guy doing?
So, what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And I was here at the detention center.
How long were you out? Days?
May I ask what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I found to wrap it up, sir.
A bandage on his hand? Just like Miss Sky.
Yet another similarity between the case and this one in the prosecutor's office.
first things first. Tell us how you got hurt. How you hurt your hand. Victim. I don't mean to pry, but are you the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right?
Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you had labeled me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim.
I would, but you happen to be in a detention and alive and well at that.
Well, yes, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that.
Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman?
Yes, well, if you would label him a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he heavily is on the total stranger side.
So, you didn't know him?
Sir, I work a tiny department devoid of lights or creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So he was a total stranger? Why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intentions of stabbing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir.
At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime?
Well, you see, sir,
Don't you think you should just confess?
Don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there's nothing I could do.
Nothing you could do?
Sir, I tell the truth, sir. When it happened, when the detective pointed a knife at me, I just hollered, sir. The next thing I knew, I was unconscious.
The next thing you knew, you were... Huh?
Then I opened my eyes. I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared.
What?
What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt?
The victim's body disappeared.
That's some story.
Okay. Oh, it's literally the first evidence.
Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey, that's it, sir, that's it.
Oh, that's what?
That's what? My head went blank until that very moment. But sir, I remember, sir.
You mean you remember what happened?
Correct, the card that caused it all. This card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing.
Bro, I'm pretty sure I'm annoying everyone with this voice. I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is that you remember?
Well, sir, maybe I'm a little patrolman, a lost little lab, if you will. I didn't know Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room.
And that's why you thought he looked suspicious?
Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
So you asked Detective Goodman to show you his ID card. What did he do?
That's the thing. Suddenly pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leaped at him.
Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him?
To unto the others before to do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white, and I woke up here.
Right.
So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you?
What do you mean, Emma?
Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim who he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card.
In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. Oh, true. I don't know what they're going with this, but true.
And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir, on that day at that time. Detective Goodman was definitely at the evidence room. That's what they said.
But you don't remember the events clearly.
No, the videotapes was quite clear.
Huh? Yeah, true.
Huh? A videotape? From the security camera? The crime, my crime, the crime. We swore to stamp out. It's there. It's me. It's on the tape.
And you waited until now to tell us this?
I'm sorry, real sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it.
No, thanks. I have my own. Well, I guess we'd better go check the crime scene. Okay, that was interesting. February 23rd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department.
Hey, Mr. Wright. Look at who's standing in the chief detective's desk.
It's the police chief, Gant?
And, you're sure this is, you know what it means if there is something missing?
Sir, I'm sure it smells like totally perfect. We checked all the drawers, lockers, garbage cans, under the seat cushions, behind the computer monitors, inside his personal coffee machine.
I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you can call me right away, Dale.
Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The chief detective looks a little flustered.
Righto, my boy. How you been? Swimming much?
Oh, Chief Detective Grant. Reporting to duty, sir.
Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright?
I don't like the little music. It's kind of scary. Is Edward gonna be okay?
Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Yep, well, they had no end of trouble with the boy since last year.
You mean the incident with the gourd lake?
It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty of the case, right, righto?
On karma.
Legend he was, undefeated for his 40-year career. But in court you fixed it, so he was caught for forging evidence.
But wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence.
In any case, the prosecutor's office is a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they'd just do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for one thing. Oh my god, I need water. My throat, it's dying.
Oh, that feels so good. Okay, back to the thing.
What?
What? Oh, you mean a fan translation? Or official translation?
It's gone right on. It's gone right on, I tell you. The detectives getting killed on their tough too, I mean.
They're being the prosecutors, I assume?
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says.
Yeah, it is a fan translation. I think fan translation would be more accurate to like English localizations, because English localizations changes a couple things just to make it make sense more to an English-speaking audience, even if they include references to like references that don't exist in the original ones. They change it because they wouldn't make sense to an English-speaking audience. Or like Japanese puns that make no sense in English, so they have to change it to a different kind of joke. It's like, it's not a pun, it's like or it is a pun, but they change the pun completely different. Or they try to, like, you know, that's how localizations work. But like fan dubs try to, or fan translations usually try to keep it the most accurate to the official source material. So I'm pretty sure that would make your experience more accurate, maybe, to be completely honest. The evidence is... What evidence is this?
Now, Rido, I can't give away all our secrets just like that.
Oh my god, what is my throat doing? Man, it was not this bad when I was doing it yesterday. Probably I was doing it in a different, like, region. And now I'm doing it purely on the throat. And that's, like, messing me up. But I can't remember how I did it before. Which is which is the worst, because I never had any vocal training. I just did it all by pure instinct. Which doesn't help, because I don't know how I do anything. I just do it, and then it just works out. It either, yeah.
And in this particular, well, that's a little sensitive. And I can't talk about that. And I can't talk about it.
Okay, so that was more from, like, lower than my throat. And then at the end, it started going to my throat. Reggie Catanara. Because Catanara sounds like katana. And then I don't know what Mitsurugi is. I feel like that's like, wait. I feel like that's from like what is it called? Rurouni Kenshin, the Mitsurugi style of sword. Yeah. I read this already, right? I was expecting much anyways.
You know, One thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff, secrets. I can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the detectives.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm trying too hard. I'm trying to not get into my throat. And it's like distracting me. Oh, that is terrible.
It's a full-time job just keeping the chief detective's trap shut.
Ah, and he's the one who you were picking on earlier.
You saw that? Whoops.
I wonder what that was. What it was that he wanted the chief detective to do.
Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him.
Oh, sorry. You had to see that.
What exactly did the chief of police wanted you to do?
Well, you see over there, that's Goodman's office desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in that trash can.
So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here.
Of course not. Well, except for this.
Oh, what? You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete.
A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date of this February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case.
I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Yep, the Blue Badger.
The design is a little changed from the one outside.
It's, the dancing Blue Badger is still under development, you see.
Do you have it trademarked?
Absolutely. It's cutting edge stuff very now. I showed the doll here to my daughter and she burst into tears. Yeah, because it's terrifying. Don't show her the moving mock-up one outside then. You'll give her nightmares. Oh, that's funny. That is absolutely hilarious. A poster of a female police officer? Wait, no. That's the latest Babes in Uniforms calendar. My bad. It must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. I know, the killer used the cassette tape. What a crafty trick, and the gunshot was fake. This is good. No one will expect a cassette tape in this day and age. What's up? He's not writing a report, he's writing a novel. He's writing fan fiction, my boy.
Yeah, boy.
There's detectives' desks. And the computers and the files on each one. Funny that they're a little tighter than expected. Alright, we saw this already. There is nothing new. Nothing new at all. I feel like I just... Okay. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor.
Well, I never thought the day would come when Rydo would ask me for help.
I was wondering if you could investigate the evidence room. His fucking face! It's like...
Well, Rydo...
His smile, he looks like the fucking cat meme. Excuse me, what? Let me show you something real quick. Polite cat. I'm just gonna say, this is what this man looks like. No cap on a stack. This right here. This is the officer in question. This is him. Look at him. Same face. It's the same face. Tell me it's not the same face. Look at it. It's even got similar hair colors. It's the same guy. You see this? Waiting 5 seconds. Waiting 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same person. You gotta believe me. Very grand looks so amazing. Why would you say that? Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a thing where there's a YouTube person called Beluga and they use the same avatar.
Now, righto.
Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate it after all.
Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man?
Huh?
Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'll give them $50. No problem. So, go ahead, investigate the room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
It just goes to show you can never know until you ask.
And for you, here you can buy this.
Hey, it's a detective card, isn't it?
That's a special card for guests. Don't lose it.
Yes, sir. It's an honor.
You can run along and do your best now. Later, folks.
Oh, yeah. Okay, BRB, give me a second. Yeah, sorry, I've been leaving left and right. It's been a busy day. Oh, well, I'm back. Sorry, my sister's awake, so she wants things. I didn't wake. It's just the camera tracking. Hello. I don't know why I say it like that every single time, but every time someone says welcome back or says hello, like hey, and then my only response is like a NPC. I go hello. I feel like Borat when I do that.
Heh, it looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think a real ID.
You seem happy.
Yes, sir, maybe, sir, but we get to go to the evidence room now, sir.
I think this place is a bad influence on this girl. Yeah, she's acting like Mr. Meeseeks over here. We're walking in. Alright. Okay, let's move on.
to the police department entrance. Move on to the guard station.
Exam. Right? The evidence room is beyond that door.
And we have an ID card from Chief Grant. Let's just walk in. It won't open.
Oh, the card reader is turned off, see?
What is the security guard thinking?
Howdy, partner. Well. What made my bambino sky so gray?
Officer Marshall. Why does it have to be him?
That's... What does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon.
We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yeehaw, that card you got there on your chest, that's better than the sheriff's badge in these parts.
Yeehaw?
Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies, the crime scene's awaiting.
Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions.
Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tackle with you, hombres.
You're busy then.
Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you.
Actually, you said you had no mind tangling with us hombres. Is this where we give him the food? And you want some steak lunchy?
That smell. That reminds me of Texas.
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
Nope, I just saw a piece of special on the television the other day. It was this for my baby.
Yeah, Miss Starr.
What's this?
Well, what's wrong?
The filet steak lunch. I see.
I don't see. I wonder what it means.
Steak lunch was given to Marshall. It means we're getting commission from Star for him.
Alright, Bambino, you win. Ask, anything, snack.
Finally, it seems like...
He's willing to talk.
Alright. Okay. That's hilarious.
Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right?
You got good eyes, partner. That's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Hey,
Actually, Officer Meekins was the detention center told us.
oh, that poor little doggy. Poor guy, I kept getting his name wrong, calling him Meekly.
He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, might not look like it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know.
So, what are you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, I reckon I was galloping down at the highway in the back of the state, Zippy.
No, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
There's no need for people here anyway. There's newfangled machines and a bang-up job of keeping an eye on this place.
You mean the security camera system?
I don't take 2 machines much. Kinda like the steamed broccoli to sneak in next to your steak, you know?
Mrs. Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler in the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in prairie fire.
You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Mrs. Starr, aren't you?
That was my case. It's all solved, but on the record books. But I smell like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all it is to it.
What kind of case was it anyways? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened.
There was some things you're better off not knowing, Bambino. Anyways, this case is officially dated as of 2 days ago.
2 days ago? The day of our case?
That's right. The evidence transfers.
Ezra was talking about the transferals too.
I know you two. I know what maybe 2 of the machines are here to do.
Only 2 of them? There must be dozens.
Like I said, Bambino, me and the machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower on my steaks. Easiest one to understand are these security cameras.
Those are the ones that Officer Meeks mentioned.
If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
The Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman are in one of those tapes.
I reckon there might be.
You're a security guard and you reckon?
One more thing. When you go in the evidence room, you need an ID card.
That's the card reader by the door.
The card reader leaves a record of the ID card that passes through.
So this is the ID card record?
Hey, I've seen this number somewhere before.
Sorry, Bambino, I can't show you more than that.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright, I saw the numbers on the record just now. I've seen these numbers before.
Maybe there's some way I can prove the record is tied to the stabbing. Sorry, but can you explain the whole transferal thing is about?
We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. I kept there under the presiding detective supervision for 2 years. So, we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see?
So, what happens to evidence after 2 years?
They go to sleep forever in the underground vaults in the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do this every February.
I see now.
Transferal. It's like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed, dead, forever. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated.
And that happens to the SL9 2 days ago.
See that? This is the victim's ID card.
The one that was on the ground in the parking lot.
The numbers on this is 5842189.
Officer Marshall, show us the ID card record again. Look, the 4th number, it matches perfectly. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing.
What's more, there's more than one of them cards in the world.
So, when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
But wait, what did Officer Meekins say?
Sir, I entered the evidence room, sir, and asked for the man to display his ID card.
So you asked the Detective Goodman to show his ID card? What did he do?
That's the thing, suddenly point a knife at me.
If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins?
Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I'll give you the ID card record.
The ID card record was added to the court record. I've got an idea. Maybe I show this list to other people with IDs here. What does that even mean? Alright. February 23rd. Evidence room, Sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here.
So this is the evidence room. It really is kind of like a graveyard.
Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue.
Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me.
Did he just slap her?
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I would recommend doing going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So it is true what I heard. Right on. Please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if I asked anyone to borrow $50, I'll give them $50, no problem. So go right ahead, investigate the room there, harsh desire. Knock yourselves out.
Yeah, it's true.
So the chief of police grants will loan anyone $50, even me?
Oh, yeah, so that's what you were talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of investigation for today.
Just for today?
Buzz for the day.
But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're the boss for a day.
Gee, thanks. Oh, okay.
First of all, you'll want to have this.
Evidence room 4 plans added to the court record. Alright then, let's start examining.
Wow, look at the big pile of junk in the corner.
Oh, it looks like a car door.
There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame.
Maybe that guy was caught up in some kind of escape artist and he got away.
Hey, those are those human profiles for the range tasting.
He's got a shot square in the forehead.
Better him than us.
Alright.
That's the door we just came in through.
Looks like you don't need the ID card to get out.
I wonder what would happen if Officer Marshall cut the power while we were inside.
Let's hope he remembers that we're here. There's something sticking out of there.
Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case.
I wonder what Detective Gumshoe put this here.
Here we go, pal. Making me go out here and gotta sob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here, they say. I bet the evidence locker was open recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence will get dirty or ripped. The guards check that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck for this silly evidence?
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too.
I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under his trench coat either.
If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal.
This place is stuffed with evidence, stuffed with dreams.
I'm not sure about the dreams.
I won't open.
Did you really think you would?
Hey, pal, our security system is pretty high-tech around here.
Alright. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust there.
That short-looking fishing pole, that is.
Oh, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it.
Wait, I've seen that somewhere before.
Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one I let you solving the case in the Gourd Lake, remember?
Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And, I don't think I've seen this one before.
Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy in some cases sooner or later.
A cheap-looking box.
You can't judge a person or machine by its cover. You gotta look at its heart.
Okay. Oh. Oh, there's blood. And there's paint. And an open locker. And even more paint. I think I know what happened here. Detective Gumshoe. What's this? Blood?
This is a little worn, but this is definitely a handprint here.
It looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright, what if there are other blood stains left in this room? We should use the testing.
We should use the testing fluid to check it out.
Look, this one's open. It's a red indicator light, but the door is lit.
That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's footprints.
Detective Goodman's locker?
Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it.
It's empty. They must have taken the contents somewhere elsewhere.
Someone left a glove here, but there's only one.
Detective Gumshoe, maybe?
Here we go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. Evidence from the case, you know.
You mean SO9? It does have a tag on it.
Wow, there must have been broken something big to make all those pieces.
Detective Gumshoe, perhaps?
There you go, pal. Make me out to be some kind of hooligan. There's apparently from the case.
The case?
The SO9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces?
Another piece of the SO9 evidence. Take a closer look around. Dun, 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 dun. I wonder what shapes these pieces were in before they were broken.
You want to try to put it back together?
Huh, good luck, pal. There's no job for an amateur. Why, I spent 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carried around a little tub of glue.
Well, this place looks like it's the bottom, so let's try putting the rest in place. Oh my god, it's a puzzle! Okay, let's rotate. Rotate to... Okay, I guess not. Okay, so I'm gonna put the ones with the blood spots in first. I don't understand what's... I'm trying to insert you. Damn it. Why would you do this? What is this sadistic puzzle? Why can I not combine this and this? First piece. Yes. No. You know what? No. No. Maybe. Oh. I feel like what if I know that goes there, that goes there, and this would go something like that. That would be like the next piece, not this. I don't know what goes in there. Okay, that goes up like that. That looks like we're fit. Yep. Okay. Let's think. What looks like that? No. No. Unless. No. There we go, okay. Now I know where this one is. No, wait, that's wrong. It's this one. Huh. Oh, never mind, it's this one. I'm dumb. Okay, okay, we got this. Why would they do this to me? Damn it. There we go. Now, no, wait. What? Oh. There we go. Now, obviously that big piece is that one. Damn it. I lied to myself. Okay. Turn it around. Turn it around. There we go. And then the final piece of the jar. Wait, there's a piece missing.
Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it.
Were some pieces stolen?
I bet they're missing to begin with.
Still, it doesn't look like the most stable looking job.
I don't kind of understand how it got broken.
Maybe it's not a jar. Maybe it's something that just looks like a jar. Maybe we're looking at it backwards.
You put this piece together and it makes a jar. There are two things that bothers me. One, why would some of the pieces be missing? Two, doesn't seem to be a little unstable. No wonder it broke.
I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar. Alright. I'm assuming...
What's with this saw and paint doing here?
Since the dawn of time, true art has always been the war against obsession.
True art? I noticed that there was a blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps the witness of the birthplace of the Blue Badger?
Well, you might say this to my studio.
Here in the evidence room? I think I got everything that I need. What? Let's talk. Let's... Oh shit. Let's look at Detective Gumshoe in his face. And then ask about...
So, Detective Gumshoe, you're the boss for the day?
That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place here in the police department.
But you're boss. Why are you all alone? Where are your underlings?
They're using yesterday's find to prepare for tomorrow's trial.
In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again?
Now I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. I'm my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in the here too, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course, I'm a detective after all. I gave me a locker, but only I can open, pal.
Only you can open?
I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with Inquiry Committee right now, right?
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for messing up in court today.
I
see.
I guess it was what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from these cases.
That case?
Yeah, that case, that so-now incident, of course. That was the beginning and the end of Mr. Edgeworth.
Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case.
This place is more high-tech than you think. Every locker is fixed with only one detective can open it.
Using their ID card?
Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards could be lost. Wow, I'm on my third card since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand.
Right hand? Oh, you mean fingerprints?
Exactly, pal. A lock for each locker is coated with fingerprints. So the only locker we can open is our own.
Funny. They look like normal lockers.
These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handle, see?
The handles?
On the other hand, the handle's a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it,
But you get shocked?
if that's what happened, my hair would have been black and smoking every day. In any case, the lockers aren't that obvious. There's been some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint lockers.
Okay, let's move on. Wait, no. Let's examine the new locker that just opened up. No. I just saw this locker open. You can't tell me that it wasn't open. You lied to me.
Detective Goodman's note on the switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth's the most surprised of anyone.
Because of the SO9 connection?
Night of Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew of Edgeworth was a man to be feared.
But why would evidence from the case turn up now?
I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there is some loose ends left in the case. Damn, that was a bloody, violent case.
Violent? So it was a murder.
A serial killer.
A serial killing? Maybe he got something. I don't want to get involved with this after all.
But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built him a case around that to nab him.
And that was 2 years ago.
That was Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight. And started the rumor mill.
But rumors about the forged evidence? I mean, technically he did forge evidence, so did Mark Karma. That's why they're in such big trouble. Because didn't Mark Karma teach, what's it called? Edgeworth all that he knows? Wink, wink. The art of forging evidence. The art of getting someone a guilty verdict. No matter the cost. Yeah, why does my keyboard feel off? That's weird.
It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transfer the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman now is.
Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was in charge of the case of the SO9 incident, see?
So the switchblade knife?
The victim took the knife from the evidence locker himself.
Okay.
That's the victim's Detective Goodman's ID card. These days, everything's cards and secret numbers. I can't even relax.
That's only because you always use your card.
I always forget my secret number too. Scary, huh? My face should be my ID enough. What's the world's coming to?
Detective Gumshoe's rebel against the system. Yeah. Let's get a little. Just gonna keep spraying until we have all the evidence. All the evidence we need. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Wait, what? I don't think I did that right. Wait. Yeah, I mean, you could collaborate with the police officers, insert fake evidence into the evidence locker, and say this is evidence that wasn't the crime. Stage some, what's it called, items inside the crime scene, or so when the forensics team investigate, they take pictures of the item being already in there, or remove some items that were in the crime scene, to make it less obvious that something could have been evidence. That's the forging of evidence. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective?
Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien?
This proves that something really happened in front of the locker. I'll make note of it on the floor pans.
Hey, you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked.
I knew it. This was someone's right handbrake.
What?
What's the matter, detective?
This locker, it's mine.
It's yours?
Please, you have to help me when they come and take me away. I promise you'll testify it wasn't hard to fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals?
This is an important clue. I'll jot it down for the floor plans.
I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can trust the police.
What? But you're a detective.
Okay, I think I got the 2 crucial evidence, I think, maybe? I don't know. Are you sure there's nothing else here? Boom, 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 boom. Is there absolutely nothing else here? I think that's all there is here, right? Alright, let's just leave. Yeah, Gumshoe's not a murderer. He's the victim. The victim, I tell you. Let's go to the guard station. Okay. Let's go to the police entrance. Let's move to the underground parking lot. You're still here. February 23rd. High Prosecutor Office, room 1202.
Well, this place is classier today as it was yesterday.
And I'm sure it'll still be as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here.
I'm sure he's doing important investigations.
I hope that's what he's doing.
I
guess he'll have to come back. Alright. Huh. Yep. The same things as before. Alright, let's just examine everything. Oh! I know the path like no one needs to tell me. That's how he's always been.
that kind of gets under your skin, doesn't it?
Alright, let's see the thing.
He won such a prestigious award. Why would he just leave on the couch?
Yeah. Okay, I think you'd want to show something off more than a steel samurai. Then again, Edgeworth has always been that.
Really? Hey, I would write this down. Tell me what he was like a kid.
Back in elementary school, he won awards for all kinds of things. Speech contests, essays, playing the flute, golf tournaments.
That doesn't exactly sound like a typical elementary school stuff.
But he always hated receiving awards. He'd make him smart remark like, I know the path I've walked. No one else needs to tell me. That's how he's always been.
Kinda gets you under your skin, doesn't it?
Okay, we don't care about the couch. Yep, she just thinks Edgeworth is sexy. Which there's no denying it there. Mrs. Wendy fangirling. And then this is just the tea thing. And then this is the Phoenix Wright reference. And this is the court records where they have Mr. Gumshoe read the records for him. Reach. Because he's definitely taller than Mr. Edgeworth. That's funny. She just took a picture of it. Did I not do something right? Wait a minute. I did miss something. There we go. That's what I was missing.
Huh? Why is it getting a reaction here?
There's no reason for the murderer to have touched this spot if he fled out the door. This might be something significant.
Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What, this? It's called Millennial testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from Chief.
Where did you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order.
Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Okay, I think we have everything we need from here. Now, we can go... Damn it. I went to the wrong place. Now we could move on to our designated location. He's not here. What am I missing? Ah. Alright, do they have anything else they want me to investigate? Okay, there's literally nothing else I can investigate here. Unless... What did I do? What did I miss? I'm clearly missing something. I'm so confused. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, I'm talking to you. Alright, let's move on to... Huh. So strange. Am I clearly missing something? Look, I'm clearly missing something. What am I missing? Yeah. Literally, I have no idea what I missed. Absolutely nothing. I'm pretty sure I examined everything. I even pneumonia and everything. I mean, he even wanted... You know what? Let's present him with the linoleum and let's see what he says.
Allow me to say one thing.
Okay, that made no sense. I'm so confused. So confused.
What am I missing?
Okay, we have the floor plans. We have 3 different bloods. Splatters. Wow. Wait a minute. I think I know what I should do. Let's go up to the department evidence and let's examine this man one more time. So we're not gonna talk about the handprints on his face. I literally have 0 clue. You've played this game before. You know what I missed? I clearly missed something. I just don't know what I missed. You know what? I'm gonna go to the law offices and see what happens. But sometimes you get prompted to talk to your assistant in the law offices. Talk to me. Well, where should we begin?
Oh, well, isn't it obvious? We should begin with, you know, the mystery of the victim, I guess.
The victim, the one Detective Goodman, would be killed in 2 places simultaneously.
Oh, well, you see, we should
go to the police department. The evidence room, was it?
that was...
Okay. There's a fingerprint analysis minigame? How do you do that? I didn't even know that was a thing. Alright, well, now I know where to go. Let's go to the police entrance. Let's move to the guard station. And let's move on to the evidence room. Let's examine and use the Millennial. Wait, we don't even have a... I don't even have a fingerprint analysis kit. Do I? Where do you get a fingerprint analysis kit? I'm pretty sure they mentioned, oh, what's it called? I want one of these. It's a fingerprint analysis. They give it to your birthday or something. But where do you get it? I'm pretty sure I missed something somewhere. Yikes. Oh, okay, perfect. So let's just go into our limonium. Into our limonium. How come I can't analyze the fingerprints? I'd like to analysis, please. Yeah, I presented the ID card to Gumshoe. Look. Yeah, he told me to lose his card and then he opens his locker. Yeah, but that is. Oh, wait a minute. Let's examine the evidence. Uh-oh. Okay.
Hey, look, they're so hard to make out, but there's some dark red stains here.
Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Gumshoe's blood somehow got in when he was stabbed? Not likely.
His blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer.
His jar was evidence for the SL9 incident. This might be where the blood got in from. Okay, we're not gonna analyze this. Let's rotate it. Rotate. Oh.
Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom?
That's weird. I wonder which
side is up.
Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar?
At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right?
Okay, I'll try doing that. First, let me analysis the items. Okay, she's just making a gag. Let's leave. Nothing to do with this. ID card record, Bruce Goodman. Wait a minute. Let's ask for his ID card. Present. And the time card. Yeah. Could you look at this? This is the ID card record for the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing.
Oh, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the top of the... Whoa!
What is it?
The second number.
That's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe?
It's Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
The second number on the list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
Oh, shit. I guess we found some more evidence. Why would Edgeworth have come up with to the evidence room?
Hey, pal. Look at the time.
And here was there something you need to be going to?
It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna give them my report for the...
Hey, it's the little, man. The chef man.
I might help, you know.
Report? You mean the note written in the back of the flyer?
The one that says nothing but no problems?
Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he could use a report like this. I believe in him.
No need to make enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe.
I'm off, pal. Later.
I guess that's exactly what I should have been doing. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too. Okay, now we're going to Edgeworth.
The sheriff's back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand.
This is neither the Wild nor West, yeah.
But that and this are two different things entirely.
I guess so. I'm lost.
Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy.
The sheriff's back in the Wild West. Oh,
okay. Okay, I guess this has nothing to do with anything. Yep. There's nothing I can do. Okay. Let's just move back to the Edgeworth office. Mr. Bellboy. My guests. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. I beg your leave so long. Is Edgeworth here?
They're standing by the window, a teacup in his hand.
Right. He had the hotel bring him tea service?
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back to the district prosecutor's office at Gray.
I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes, he brought me that latest information, it seems.
Really? That was helpful?
Apparently a new French restaurant was opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think the whole thing is really taking a toll on him.
I'm gonna pee real quick, so I'm gonna leave you with the little BRB screen, even though I've left you in BRB for longer than I can remember. Alright, I'm back. What just happened? Okay. Inquiry committee. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Thank you very much.
Concealing evidence?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I hear them say that so many times, ever since the case 2 years ago. Are you okay with the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however. Something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department.
The police department?
Yes, any further investigations for the case will be directed by the Chief of Police, Grant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why I ask you? Why? All along I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, wow, I've never seen him like this out of sorts. Oh, right. I'd better check this out now. As I was saying, What is this? A record of my ID card usage? Edward, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less? Yes, that's true.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Grant, no less.
The chief of police?
He wanted evidence from the case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office.
But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed.
The chief has never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbing, I brought this back here.
Can I ask a question? What kind of case was it?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case.
Now I'm curious about this other case.
I'd better make a note of it. AI-16. Unrelated evidence screwdriver added to the record. Stubborn as always, I told you it has nothing to do with the current case. Alright. I know you probably got a hold of information already, right?
It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in.
You are the man who retrieved the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd tell you about it sooner or later.
You must be talking about his father's murder in the elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth.
The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Diamond Grant.
The wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too, then.
He was the top officer, and it was the time. First working with him, I was nervous.
Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why the deputy chief of police was on investigation.
In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed.
Wait, you didn't?
Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I didn't do anything to my power to win the trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
My sister what?
If you were ever studying forensic science.
Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I used this.
Millennial testing fluid, Well then, you might have to use this.
Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints?
It's been chemically treated with adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know.
I had no say in today's investigation. Do as you will.
You look so, nice right now.
Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved.
Thanks. How about giving these to Gumshoe as well? Fingerprint sent and fingerprint files received. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere.
Alright, I know exactly where to go. And you told me exactly what to do. Let's go.
First of all, I want to examine this.
Can't even use it. Alright, whatever. Move. Hey, Marshall isn't there. That's strange. Yeah. Our investigation turned up suspicious handprint. I mean, it was... You were right. Just not all the way. You told me to present evidence to... Mr. Gumshoe. I haven't went to sleep yet in all night. So I'm still technically sleeping. Our investigation turned up suspicious handprints.
Here, the blood on the detective's evidence locker.
Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed.
Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger.
A finger?
Each finger lives behind a slightly different imprint. Let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print.
I can't really tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger.
Feel like this because this one is on the side.
Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let's show you how it's done.
Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes.
First, you sprinkle the aluminum powder around.
What did you do that?
Press enter, see?
Ah, it looks like that did the trick.
The aluminum powder adheres completely to the prints. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess.
Huh? How do I do that?
With E. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake.
Wow, it looks like fun. Might as well take some getting used to, though.
It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright.
I guess I'd better give it a try. Okay, let's don't even know where I am. I'm just gonna do this until the whole screen is covered. It didn't even work. I didn't even press Y. Hopefully the fingerprint is in any one of these directions. Oh, there it is.
Aha! You did it! You found one!
But it looks nothing like a fingerprint.
Now that you mention it, it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck.
Out of luck?
The person who left this fingerprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. It's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it seems a shame.
So you would have been...
While we're looking at it, why don't you look for other prints?
Other prints?
Looking at the locker door again closely.
It seems there are prints outside the bloody handprint as well.
Let's see if we can find a clear print.
Fingerprints outside the blood. Alrighty. And blow. Oh, I found something. Alright, let's fill this in. Make sure it's proper filled. I think this needs a little bit more. No, that's fine. I think I'd like to try one of the other prints.
Okay, let's move on to a different finger.
Does that not count? I just got an entire fingerprint. What do you mean? What did I miss? Did I not get the right evidence? Am I missing something here? It's clearly a thumbprint. Ah. Alright, hopefully this is enough. Blow. Finally.
Yay, a print so clear it's dazzling.
Dazzling?
Anyways, a print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away.
So we're not done yet. This is quite a process.
Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right?
I guess she's right.
Look at the fingerprint data we got from Edgeworth. The point of the person you find left this prints.
Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was?
I could make a pretty good guess, but the bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So, whose fingerprints could we most likely find in the evidence locker?
Probably, Gumshoe. Yay.
Aha! So the prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something's wrong, Mr. Wright. You gave this so what look.
I guess that probably because I was thinking, so what?
Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, I remember correctly? There was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. This is where the aluminum fluid reaction, right?
Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, you want to try using this?
There goes the eye sparkling again. Check for prints. Okay, let's check for prints.
That's the spirit? Oh, but I'd have to warn you about this first.
What?
The area of the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemicals, meaning any prints in the area will have been wiped away too.
Oh, right. So that means no prints.
Would you say the possibility of hypothesis right?
Don't ask me.
Anyways, we might as well find prints that weren't wiped away.
Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hands. Wait a minute. Isn't it on the thing? The sensor? How come it won't let me do that? Come on. What am I missing here? I already got these. It doesn't let me click there, and it doesn't let me click here, the most obvious place. It doesn't let me click on anywhere near here where there be. Oh, it let me do something. Oh, what's this? I gave it my best shot.
What kind of results won't be any match, will it? It doesn't look like it's a clear result from this print. Let's try a different finger then.
I literally... Oh. We're about to do it to him. Alright. Blow. Alright. Who would this be? No, it's not him. Would it be the next best thing? Seems similar. Only 4%. You? Did you cut your hand? No, it's not him. Could it be Marshall? Ooh, this is definitely a match. Oh, this isn't looking good for Marshall. Hey, these fingerprints,
Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know?
It's Officer Marshall.
Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime.
Emma, this is just definitely different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminal reaction, the blood, and the fingerprints are all in the same place.
Oh.
So, you have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a white blood stain.
But why would Officer Marshall...
It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence.
I don't believe it.
Alright, so I kind of want to go to sleep. Not gonna lie. But the show has to go on. I'm trying to finish day 3, or is this day 2? I honestly don't remember. My mind's getting so foggy from this whole incident. Sigh. I'll keep going, don't worry. Oh man, my eyes, they burn.
So, what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is about confused as we are. After all, wait. The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time, and a different suspect was arrested in each of the crime scenes.
Lana?
Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope you didn't hold on too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all that or so.
So, how'd it go?
It was Mr. Wright's suspicions. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain.
A plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
We agreed that if I told them the truth behind the simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I meant, Emma.
But, Lana, don't tell me you...
Much to my regret, I am as much as dark about this as they are. Mrs. Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. Do you understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, we're gonna accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Mrs. Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Alright. If you mean it, I'll go to sleep right now. Like, I'm not kidding.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is...
I'm afraid you're gonna have to clarify.
I'll try. Let me finish this first part. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain in both places at the same time.
But that's not physically possible, is it? Once more, I heard the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Edward's car.
Wow, this one's a messed up trial. One of my duties as a prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence results relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now, it seems that Mr. Edward's apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
And that's supposed to be an admirable trait?
Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired on the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, may I call your first witness to the day of the stand?
For the first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred in the police department.
The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Yes, sir. Mr. Mike Meeksick, sir.
My occupation is murderer, sir.
So you're telling us you're a professional killer?
Sir, it was me, sir. I am the one who did it. I ain't never killed anyone again. Sir, you've gotta believe me, sir.
Actually, that's what...
Sir, it's all part of my younger generation, sir. A person can action adults can't possibly comprehend.
Please, Mr. Edward, sir, help me, sir.
Officer Mickens,
Yes, sir.
give your report of the crime, considering that an order.
Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I'm part of the generation that has to be told what to do, sir. I can't find faults for his lack of enthusiasm. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I was spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I just suddenly attacked. I fought for my life and I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
So the victim, defendant Goodman, attacked you?
Do unto others before you do unto you. That is Mickens' family motto, sir.
I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness?
Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need to do here is more to work with. Absolutely murder occupation. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
Ah, yes. Perfect.
The Blue Badger?
Yes, sir, the beloved police badge created by the chief of the detective, sir. I was entrusted to it wasn't broken during the transfer process. That was my sole mission of the day, sir.
I see. Sounds like a very, important mission.
After the award ceremony finished, there was so many running around that I relocated the Blue Badger in the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room.
Tell us, why did you see what you got there?
I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room.
In order to enter the evidence room, you needed an ID card, am I correct?
Precisely, sir, and I have one right here around my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
There it is, I found it. It's the one right here.
Could you please read the number?
Yes, sir, 4989596. That is my number, sir.
I see, huh? But the number 4989596 is also shown twice. Please explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. The first time I went to relocate the Badger to the evidence room. The second time I went into to get everything settled down.
I see, so it was during the second time when...
Yes, sir, that was when I spotted the man in the security screen.
That added to the ID card record.
I was the only one doing what I was trying to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked.
So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir, a knife.
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then?
Oh, well, he charged in and him like and he looked surprised as I was.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus struggling to detain him, sir. That's how I got the cash in my hand. Maybe that you just keep that cool in your hand wouldn't be. When I saw blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for my life, then I did it.
What exactly do you mean that you did it?
I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched the knife from him.
You took the knife?
I spun around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man.
I see. He must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in the sea of blood, and then the next thing I knew...
Yes?
He punched me right in the face, sir. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake, sir.
About the time you regained your consciousness.
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that I was unconscious?
Oh, right. According to the report from the officer, you woke up at the witness. From the officer that woke up the witness was around 5:30.
He hits me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain.
That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is.
Then I came around, though. I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we could all rest easy now.
I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Only thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
Yes, Officer Meekins?
With regards to that, sir, please take a look. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Grant delivered it to me this morning, sir.
The chief delivered it?
What is that? A videotape?
Yes, sir, that's obviously right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains the footage of the secondary camera of the evidence room.
What? I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and I was told that it had been mistakenly erased.
That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like communication in the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look.
Show us the video.
Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Oh, please stop using the word murder, sir. It scares me.
A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Oh shit. Fucking CG. Fucking models, man. This is so good. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh shit. Stabbed him with a knife. That's the blade. Where'd he go? Is there no other exits?
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
What the hell is this springing piece of plywood?
Sir, that's the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. The Blue Badger, sir.
Well, am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly?
Yes, well, anyways, the videotape proved that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room and sort of activity.
Your Honor, instead of relying on silly incomplete footage, the witness testimony will suffice. It is already with you, Officer Mickens.
Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. His face was can't be clearly seen in the video.
Of course, later when we finish this. And definitely, that's a classic, bro. That's one of the OGs, bro. Bro, I watched the anime Clannad and Clannad After Story. Bro. I was back when I actually could watch.
His face can't be clear to see in the video, but there's no question that another person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir.
No, but I do know about the anime because on YouTube there was YouTube with Air Episode 1 Part 1 Part da 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 out of something, and then I never watched it, but I did want to watch that, and I did want to watch kind of If I remember correctly, I think I might have watched Canon, but I'm not exactly sure about that. Let me look at an image. But I think so. But Air, I definitely did not watch or play. Definitely. Oh shit, that one. Oh yeah, I never watched that. It's the one with the girl with the eyes, the one with the Yes, it's the it's the funny looking people. They're in the same universe? Isn't Air like a fighting thing? Is that, or am I thinking of Air Master? Air Master. Yeah, I was thinking of Air Master. Then what was Air? Oh, Air. That's what. Yeah, no, I didn't. I haven't seen that either, but I do remember that. I do remember that existing. I was too busy watching. Yeah. I was too busy watching School Days. Oh, that's funny. What's up? Huh? Alright, I'm back. Yeah. It's called degenerate time. Show days, school days. Yeah.
The locker you opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. It's so weird, it must have been it. No one else could have unlocked it.
What is this about fingerprints? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker have only be opened by a detective it belongs to. Intriguing! That would mean the victim of the crime scene would have been Detective Goodman! Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination.
I don't know where the cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start.
His face was color.
Tell me, where were you able to get a good look of him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife.
Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would have been classified as the latter.
The latter, but you were standing right in front of him, were you not?
More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? I mean, Edgeworth is the husbando of the whole Ace Attorney world.
Unless you count Goto. Then Goto's a husbando. Yes. And who's that samurai looking dude? That looks like a vampire. He's cute.
More importantly, more to the point, you are the person who fought him, are you not?
Yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when they're talking to them, you see.
Yeah, that's a good trick for a police officer.
Still, I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it.
But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that.
Yes. I mean, I like the fact that he was edgy. Also, let me search that up. Oh shit. Oh no. Yes. Such a cutie. Is he not? He's Edge incarnate. He's edgier than Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you label people having seen or not seen it.
Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Oh, why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label the stairs as disturbing art.
Meekins, having you show in a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of mood. Now please be more certain when you testify.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You claim the man who brandished this knife at you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're so positive it was him.
I mean, he opened the locker, which required the Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do so.
About the lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir. I tried all kinds of methods in the past. The only response to registered fingerprints, sir.
I wonder what kind of method he tried.
If a man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to the registered fingerprints, then he must be the person in the locker that it was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir, and this too. The locker is open on questioning Detective Goodman, sir.
How do you know that information?
I've heard rumors, sir, from the people in the know, sir.
People in the know?
The workers in the department cafeteria, sir, they keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic trouble, sir.
For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information thorough, a more reliable source.
So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint.
So it must have been him. There was no one else who could have unlocked it.
However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face.
Sir, if I may say something, sir.
Please do, after all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled states can testify enough for this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie.
That is, unless the defendant can find a problem with this.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court records again.
Is this a problem with the security video? There is a problem. Regarding the videos contained in the tape, there is one thing in particular that rather is strange.
Strange?
The contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? The video contains such a contradiction?
Interesting, Your Honor. I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
I propose we have a defense. Point out this alleged contradiction on the video. You would have wanted me to point it out.
Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect the piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of.
I have pointed out the problem in the video. It's the first time I've ever had to do that.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's all up to you as far as forward, rewind, and pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video.
How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates this
This thing is strange about the video. Has got to be this, Officer Meekins.
Sir, what do you mean, sir?
As I understand, the locker apparatus works as this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads the fingerprints. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Oh shit, the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind a little earlier. Here, notice the light?
What's this?
Because it's a panning camera, it goes.
What is this? It's already lit?
Yeah, it's pretty lit. Precisely the point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
Ah!
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this?
It's simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. Then the door shut by a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down! Of course! I'm not an expert in this! And it's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So, when Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes, why was the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Mrs. Scientific Investigator?
Maybe something like a jam system center?
Something jammed in the center? Say, there's something else that seemed out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well, inspect the video once more.
Ah yes, this isn't my profession.
Mechanic man! The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause of this.
Once again. Presenting Zaya. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And boom. Presenting. Boom. Please watch closely. This continuation of the part I showed you earlier.
What's this? Something white fell out the locker?
But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out of lockers are opened. They often fall out of roll on great distances.
We can't be sure that that item wasn't completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
Hey, what's with that? Why is the door the white thing wasn't inside the locker? It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out to 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I gets out of the patrol car vehicle.
Oh, so like it's like putting a if you imagine you put a quarter in between your door and where it like inserts the little click click, the little door locking mechanism. Put in between there, close the door, and you don't need to turn the door because the lock isn't in place. You just pull the door open and it unlocks, and that's how it works with just normal like doors. Now imagine it, but in a security locker.
Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me.
But the object would have been extremely thin to fit in the door.
Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator.
Yes, an insulator, but the crime scene.
There might just have been something that fits the description.
But sir, by insulator you don't mean...
I think it's finally got this figured out.
Very well. Will the defense please...
What do you mean by that?
Will the defendants please present the relevant evidence? What is the insulator that got stuck in the locker door?
Presenting. Zaya. I found this in the locker, a thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that's the victim's locker.
It was Saxa in the SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But this isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is it not so, Mr. Missin Meekins?
Sir, I would appear so, sir.
Order! 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 So, are we to believe then that the victim, whom the witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
Defense was merely demonstrated that the possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecutor will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
Sir, me, sir. I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
Is this a joke?
Very well, begin your testimony.
There was one thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, you must use your ID card. When the ID card is used, it's record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had to use this card.
An ID card record. I see.
I have an ID card record right here, Your Honor. The key card used in 514 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime, hmm? Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases would have been due for transfer.
What?
Why were there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Just hearing this makes my hair stand on its end.
Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal here. The most were cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. Now let us move to the cross-examination.
There was one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir.
So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this is the rock solid, do you?
Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd give him the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use the right hand for that?
Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what might say until the very last second.
To enter the evidence room, we must use the ID card.
Is that card hanging from the neck of your ID cards? It was Meekins.
Yes, sir, the card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I don't ever forget it.
But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out of in the open like that?
I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Maybe when I set it out 2 out of 3 times, my tie gets stuck when I get in my car. Well, the remaining time, it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead, the cord closes on the ID card and chokes me.
Maybe I should leave that one alone. At any rate, each police officer is only given one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this.
Please proceed with your testimony.
When the ID card is used, there's a record of it.
Let's be noted to this. The record to the witness referred to.
Let's see, yes. This would be Detective Goodman.
What's the matter?
According to this, Mr. Edgewood, your name is on here.
And so it is, Your Honor. Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could have hid it.
Well, I mean, that man in the blue is a murderer.
Shh! Don't stare at him. You've got it the wrong color, kid.
It would seem that the Inquiry Committee will want to speak with you again today.
I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding to my actions or their consequences. It was Edgeworth this whole time. Mr. Edgeworth is it true? For now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Edgeworth. This would have been so difficult for him. At the time of the crime, the deputy had to use his card.
Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked that man to show his ID card. Uh-huh. He pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me his ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't have been any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked.
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
The problem with ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got.
Presenting. Yeah. That's right, baby. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not gonna waiting, sir.
I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say the crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I meant the other crime scene. The underground parking lots at the prosecutor's office. Lol. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. The very important clue regarding his victim's ID card.
A lost item report? It's only half complete.
But this shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to file a report. Let me guess, you believe it's something to do with the ID card, correct? I can't say for sure, but there is a high possibility. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order! Order! So now what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather a man who stole his ID card.
Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to this defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5 hitting on the day of the crime. Yes. Marshall stole the card, went into the room, and he obviously can't present the card to Mr. Meekins because obviously or what he would assume, the officer in question would have seen the card and looked at him and saw the faces don't match. So, he had no choice but to commit violence and run away. At that point, he goes to the actual crime scene, the scene of the murder, which is in the prosecutor's office. And then, when they find out that he died, when he runs away and he drops the ID card purposefully, or he puts it back where it belongs in the first place with the real body. But the thing is, why would he put it so far away from the victim? Could it be that it fell down while he was running away from the body? Or, I don't know. Those are just hypotheses. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There were two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Yeah. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What is he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive to a single conclusion. The victim in the video is a fake. Then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instance of the murder. Huh? That is... Well, I guess that's right. There's something wrong, Mr. Wright. Only moments ago, you seemed content to pointing your finger around. This isn't going very well. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth!
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in the video is fake, which means the murder could not have taken place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
So,
At the real crime would only have taken place at the location underground parking lot, the prosecutor's office. The murder being Mrs. Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness, observing the moment the defendant used to murder weapon. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
the activity of the evidence room still leaves many unquestioned answered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered, and where did the person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana...
What I do? Alright, supposed to get myself out of this mess. Object. One moment, Your Honor. What is it now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I've almost walked up into the prosecutor's trap. What are you talking about? The cross-examination was proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Yeah. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, a large amount of blood traces found in the evidence room. The defense demands further explanation to the truth of this matter.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
if the courts were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident to the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call certain Texan Ranger to the stand.
Mr. Wright, do you mean...
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh, who would you have in mind?
Someone who we have reason to believe knows the truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. Yeah, because Edgeworth's like, I'm gonna win this. I don't need any other witnesses. Phoenix Wright is too dumb to even figure this out. And then Phoenix is like, I tricked you. I'm way smarter than you think I was. The truth behind the activity that took place in the evidence room. The prosecutor requests to hear this person's name before declaring whether or not to comply.
Very well, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would like to testify, what is his or her name?
Jake Marshall.
Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works for the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. True. Is Phoenix a lucky bird or no?
Very well. The court will now take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecutor please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess.
Okay. Well, the question is... Oh, wait. There is no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. Huh? Haven't figured anything out.
Lana, you're the one who knows everything.
Emma?
You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you.
I don't recall ever asking for his protection.
How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You've got some nerve, pal, making a detective roam all around while on duty. And to top it all off, you call me here. I've been happier people at funerals.
Sorry, Detective.
You better be, pal. Hey! Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Scott.
That's okay, so let's what I asked.
Oh. You mean this, right?
My apologies, Detective. Due to the present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? True.
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident?
But Lana, that's...
I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe the chief prosecutor were a witness in the case.
Miss Sky was a witness?
Take it from me, you won't want anything to do with these serial murders. Or what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're gonna ignore me?
Emma, but why? Why is your name in here?
What? My name there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that...
That's a classified number. The police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Darkey killings. Donnie Darko? Donnie Darko?
The Joe Darkey, no, Lana. No.
Emma, wait, she ran away.
Yeah, I know. I just remembered I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Grant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to the killings 2 years ago. I wonder what you mean by that. That seems very cryptic. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you might be able to figure it out. Until... Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Okay. happen. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Alright. Do I have enough energy to finish this trial? Or should I go to sleep? That's the question I should be asking myself. You know what? I'm going to sleep. I mean, isn't that Edward's job? Edward is basically an antagonist to Phoenix. Alright. Time to end this stream. I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Good night. Thank you. You too.